she called out as she headed downstairs. Jungkook wasn't beside her when she woke up, which wasn't unusual. "Koo, where are you, baby?" "I know, mother, I understand." She can hear Jungkook's voice as she gets closer to her home office. Jungkook sounds drained and exhausted, like he barely slept or was probably woken up earlier than expected. He is talking to his mother, but it can be said that she doesn't have a great relationship with her mother-in-law. Ryan has tried many times in the past to get Mrs. Jeon to like her, but at some point she realized how absolutely pointless it would be. For now, all she hopes for is civility, or perhaps to see her future mother-in-law only for major reasons like holidays. "I just don't understand why you need me to handle this. You can certainly have Junghan." He sighed as this time Ryan opened the door. It's not right to eavesdrop through the door, and also if Jungkook needs her, she wants at least to be there for him. "No, you know I have problems handling business. Don't try and guilt trip me. It's just I have plans this morning." He stops again. Whatever his mother is saying to him is probably affecting him badly. You can see it's all over his face, and in a moment she knows that their brunch plans will be probably cancelled. There's only so much Jungkook can deny his mother. "Fine, as you say, mother. I'll have to get back to you as far as dinner this weekend." "I don't think that's a good idea." Jungkook pauses when he feels a similar hand on his hands and Ryan clears his knuckles. All he can do for now is mouth a good thank you. He appreciates Ryan being here right now, which makes this all more harder when he'll have to tell her their breakfast plans will have to be postponed. "Why won't you come to dinner, Jungkook? Is that girlfriend of yours trying to stop you?" "No, and I would appreciate you saying it like that. That sort of tone. She has a name. I'll call you later. Goodbye, mother." "I love you, sweetheart. We'll talk soon, and please let me know about dinner." He ends the call and turns to Ryan with an apologetic look that only confirms there will certainly not be brunch, at least not for two. Ryan plants a small smile on her face anyways. "And how is Mother Jeon?" she asks. "Does she still hate me? I mean, hell hasn't frozen over yet, so I suppose she must." Momentarily stunned, Jungkook almost doesn't know what to say until she does and quickly tries to assure Ryan that's not the case. "She doesn't hate you. My mother has never approved of anyone either myself or my brother has to introduce her to. Junghan will tell you the same." I make a mental note to ask Jungkook's little brother Junghan if this is true, because she is very sure Mrs. Jeon doesn't like her. "I'm sorry we are going to have to postpone brunch. Maybe tomorrow instead. Mother needs me to handle a business deal for her, and it has to be you." She hopes her voice doesn't sound rude. If it does, him makes no comment about it. "She said it's not in Junghan expertise, so yeah, it has to be me. I'm sorry, love. At least order breakfast anyway if you want. I feel bad it is." He tried to hand over the credit card so Ryan could order something if she wanted. That only triggered her. "No." She pushes the card back into Jungkook's hand, a bit rougher than intended. "We were supposed to have breakfast together. I can stay here and make breakfast for myself. I just wanted to spend some time with you, Jungkook." He can already tell from Ryan's tone that she is not happy. Not that Jungkook can blame her. They are supposed to have breakfast together. It's not same if she is eating alone. "I'm sorry, Ryan. I'll make it up to you. We'll go to lunch or dinner. Name the place and I'll make reservation." "Why, so those can be cancelled too?" She doesn't mean to snap and certainly she doesn't mean to hurt Jungkook's feeling at the moment. But there have been other plans cancelled at last minute, other than promises broken, thanks mostly to his mom's interference. Why no, she's just acting on past upsets and disappointments. "Ryan," he looks at her with slightly hurt eyes that quickly soften into an understanding expression. He can't be too upset with Ryan. He has to cancel and change plans quite a few times. mostly thanks to his mother and usually most of time something work related. Jungkook suppose if situation were reversed he would be disappointed and hurt too. That's why he takes her hand and tries to be comforting. I'm sorry, I don't have a lot of choice when it comes to what my mother dictates. He able to hug her this time, which Wine does seem not to at least respond his hug. The sad part is no matter how upset or disappointed Wine is, she knows that Jungkook can't do but so much against his mother, and the last thing she could ask to do him is choose between herself and her family, specifically his mother. I know, just go, I'll be fine. I always am. Hearing the way Wine sound doesn't make Jungkook feel any better. It only took one look at his brother to know the situation. Jungkook couldn't even think of a joke try to lighten the mood. Jungkook already looked like he wasn't in the mood, and the last thing he wanted was to upset him. Let me guess, Mom? How do you know? He gave a small smile anyways and focused on the document in front of him. The taller man walked over and gave him elder brother a comforting pat on the back. Their mom usually does mean well usually, however she seems to get worse whenever either herself or Jungkook are romantically involved with someone they think special. She loves the Jungkook most and don't like when he gives more attention to any lady that's not her. It's toxic and both brothers know, but since their father left them when they were kids and their mother raised both of them together all alone, she just become more protective and controlling over her son. Well, you know how our mom can be. When does she not ruin the mood? Is Wine up his tattoo? Jungkook doesn't answer and that tells Junghan more than enough. On the one hand, Junghan is grateful that his mother isn't up to his right now. And as he is younger sibling, he doesn't bother him that much so anyways. Jungkook has that burden as elder child and is in line to take over family business. However, as his brother, he hates to see what their mother's interference is doing to Jungkook's relationship. Cheer up bro, mom will be back off once I introduce her to my new girlfriend. You're not dating anyone? He eyes him curiously. Maybe I will by the time we have dinner this weekend. Who knows? She told you about it, right? You know you have to come. It's going to be a big deal. I don't think we will come. I don't want to put Wine through dinner with mom right now. I understand bro. Trust me. You know mom isn't going to go for that. She'll want you both there. And if Wine is going to be the one and only Mrs. Cheung, then she'll have to show up to the dinners and the other events, whether she hates mom or not. It's something about the way Junghan say if Wine will be his wife that saddens Jungkook because there have been issues of as late. If Wine continued to be unhappy, she could decide to end their relationship. What was truly stopping her? Sure, they loved each other, but sometimes love isn't always enough. Jungkook didn't want to think about the alternative of Wine not being her wife. She'll be the only person whom I'll consider as my wife Junghan, and I decided that I'll propose her after this event and make up to all the time I miss her to make her happy. I know you two love each other and you know I adore Wainuna for you. She's a great woman and you never been happier, that's all I care about. I just know how mom is too. It's miracle Wine hasn't run off already, you know. Jungkook can understand exactly where his brother is coming from. Deep down Jungkook knows all of this concern and that's why he thanks him. This is hardly the time to get into personal issue when he has work to do. I'll see you on the event then. He waves goodbye to his brother and Jungkook just sit there with an unreadable expression on his face for a long moment. He knew his brother could have handled this, despite whatever his mother told him earlier. Where's your boyfriend? She asked seeing Wine's sullen face. He is busy with some work. You know how it can be to date businessmen here. She planted a small smile on her face trying to hide the disappointment, but her friend see threw out right out of her. Is it your mother-in-law again? Did that still interfering between you two guys? Wine lightly slaps her best friend's hand. It's okay she had problem with Mrs. Cheon, but that's wrong another person to call out like her this. It's not like Sia isn't aware of what's happening in her best friend's life. And after asking many times, she just said it's okay and she'll deal with it. But she know very well why and just don't want to tell about how talented her mother-in-law is. It's not like that, Sia. Hey, you don't have to hide your disappointment from me, Ryan, because if it's troubling you, that means there is a problem, and it's okay to say it out loud. See, I know that Ryan is really patient type of person. If something is troubling her, that means it managed to get on her nerves. I don't know, Sia, it's things going down for us since we told about our relationship to his mom. And I know she doesn't like me, but I never thought she'll go this far to keep her son away from me. She blurted out her frustration. She can't able to say in front of Jungkook, and she understands very well. Whenever I want to spend some time with him, he always busy. It's just so frustrating. Sia put her hand on, encouraging her to let out everything she bottled up inside. Can you believe she made him more work just for we got little time for us? And I'm concerned about him too, but I don't know how to say this to him because he loves his mom a lot. I don't want him to think I want to snatch him from his family. I'm not like that, Sia, you know. There's unshed tears in her eyes and Sia carries her hand. This is really big issue and don't let it slide like this. That's problem here is not you, neither Jungkook, but it's his mom creating problem in your relationship. And you have to talk to with Jungkook. That's the only choice you got. Because she doesn't like you for him. And trying your best to be in this relationship. It's not Jungkook's decision whom he gonna choose. And it's not even your fault. You're not snatching him away. Don't think like that. I don't know, it's just so frustrating. I feel exhausted. It's supposed to be happy with him, but it's look like I'm losing myself in the process. But I love him, Sia. I know you do, girl, but things only going to solve through communication. Don't suppress your emotion. Let it out in front of Jungkook. Only he'll gonna understand how serious this matter is. Vi nods her head down, circling her finger over the edge of the cup. Ryan, hey baby, are you okay? He asked as he put the flowers he brought for Ryan as an apology for missing out the brunch. Ryan snuggled close to his boyfriend's warm embrace, and his scent has really calm effect on her. Nothing, baby, she lied and squeezed Jungkook's arm. I want to be with you. Jungkook placed his arm around Ryan's waist and rested his head in the crook of her neck. Do you want to tell me the full truth? It's not going to hurt my feeling if that's what you're worried about. I know this morning wasn't the best. I'm not upset about the animal go. I'm sorry if I hurt you earlier, baby. You didn't deserve me to get angry at you like everything is your fault. Jungkook has a feeling Ryan isn't going to tell her everything, and so he hugs her anyway. I don't know why you feel like you can't tell me the full truth, Ryan, but you should know this morning was hardly your fault. Ryan turned around and hugged Jungkook as tightly, remembering what Jia told. She also felt guilty for snapping at him in the morning when it was hardly his fault. He also dealing with his mother's order. I'm sorry for yelling at you. I understand. I know things haven't been the best lately. I want you to know that I love you very much and I will do whatever I can do to make things work, Ryan, because with a handshake, Jungkook stopped talking. Ryan looks up at him with a soft smile and nods. I love you very much too, Koo. That was the truth. She did love Jungkook very much. Let's work this out together. They settled into a routine of meeting for Jungkook's lunch breaks and always having dinner together no matter what. Jungkook would surprise her with small gifts, flowers or her favorite candy for no reason at all, but to be sweet. They would stay up into the night talking like that when they were dating, and it almost felt like those happy times again. Of course, until Friday evening when the two of them were trying to have dinner, Van was reminded of a very important thing. We don't have to go. He looked exhausted, having just gotten in from the office not too long ago. At first, Ryan worried they might miss having dinner together, but Jungkook promised no matter what they'd eat together. He didn't care if he had to leave the board members still talking, and his mother would probably never let him hear the end of it. Jungkook promised to be home at a reasonable hour, and he made it. Ryan appreciated his effort. Baby, she sighs and opens up the bottle of wine. You know that we have to go to your mother will nag at me again that I'm stopping you from attending the party. Then let me deal with it. I don't want you to tell my mother after knowing how much she hates you. Wine don't want Jungkook to attend the party alone, and why shall Mrs. Jeon dictate for her? She isn't afraid of her, but just doesn't like her. I don't want her to think she succeeds scaring me off, Jungkook. I didn't fear of your mother, so let me accompany you there, okay? Jungkook chuckled at remarks. Well, that's the wine he knows. Jungkook and Wine entered the elegantly decorated ballroom adorned with sparkling lights and well-dressed guests. Jungkook looks a bit uneasy, but Wine walks beside him with a determined smile. I still think you should stay at home, Wine. My mom can be difficult. I know, but I don't want her to think that she can scare me off. We'll be fine. As they navigate the room, they spot Jungkook's younger brother Junghan chatting with a group of friends. Jungkook, why no na? He hugged Jungkook first, then Wyan. Hey Junghan, how are you? She asked, smiling. At least someone is happy to see her here. I'm good. I'm glad you guys could make it. Jungkook, mom's been looking for you. Jungkook exchanged a wary glance with Wyan before nodding. Let's go find her then. They made their way through the crowd until they reached the stage where Jungkook's mother, Mrs. Jeon, is addressing the audience. She doesn't look that scary or anything and have a pleasant tone, but face her horror radiates dominance, and Wine understand why Jungkook and Junghan respect their mother. She is truly a boss lady type. Thank you all for being here tonight. I hope you guys enjoy the night. Jungkook's mother noticed Jungkook and Wine approaching. Well, look who decided to join us. Jungkook dear, I didn't expect you to bring company. Mom, this is Wyan. Wyan, meet my mom. It's a pleasure to finally meet you, Mrs. Jeon. When Mrs. Jeon's eyes shift to Wyan, they don't have those warmness which she used for her son. As she eyes Wyan with a hint of disapproval, but put a strange smile. Likewise, I hope you enjoy the event. When Mrs. Jeon continued her speech, Junghan leans forward toward Wyan and Jungkook, whispering, Don't worry about mom, she'll warm up to you eventually. Thanks, Junghan. Your support means a lot. Mrs. Jeon excitedly ushers to her best friend Mrs. Park and her daughter Suyong. Jungkook, sweetheart, come here. I want you to meet Mrs. Park and her lovely daughter Suyong. Jungkook and Wyan greet Mrs. Park and Suyong and exchange pleasantries with Mrs. Jeon. Suyong, this is Jungkook, Mrs. Jeon's talented son. I know him. We met few days ago at business event in Busan. She smiled at Jungkook. Nice to meet you again, Jungkook. Jungkook smiled and handshake with Suyong, and Mrs. Jeon somehow felt proud seeing them interacting with each other. Meet Wyan, she is my... Even before Jungkook could properly introduce Wyan, Mrs. Jeon purposely spilled her drink on Wyan's dress as she gasped, backing away a little. Oh my, I'm sorry Wyan, it just slipped from my hand. Jungkook immediately tried to help his girlfriend, glaring at his mother. Wyan shrugged, smiling politely, even knowing that Mrs. Jeon did that on purpose. She doesn't want to create a mess in family function. It's okay, Mrs. Jeon. She smiled at Mrs. Jeon and later replied with a tight smile. I'll be back, she said to Jungkook, who looks worried, wiping her dress with his handkerchief. Are you sure I should go with you? She shook her head and said she'll be back soon. Wyan rushed to the toilet and Jungkook looks at his girlfriend disappearing figure. He shouldn't have come here after knowing how her mom is. Suddenly the lights dim as everyone gathered the ballroom with their partner to dance, and Mrs. Jeon found this moment to encourage Jungkook to dance with Taehyung, but he denied politely as he knew what his mother was trying to do. Mom. Come on Jungkook, it's just a dance. He really wanted to call out his mother, but not in front of everyone. He doesn't want to disrespect her mother, but she is being too stubborn. As Jungkook and Suyong started dancing slowly on the soft melody in the background, at first the word came out from his mouth. I'm already taken, he said politely, but it comes off a little harsh because of his frustration for her mom. Suyong's eyes widened, but she acts well to hide the surprise. Well, that was so blunt of Jungkook. I'm not even trying to flirt with you, but I get you. I have noticed you care for the girl. It's Wyan, right? He nodded as they followed her steps slowly. Jungkook didn't even put his hand on the girl's waist. I actually like men who draw boundaries. Too bad you are already taken, but I'm not a homewrecker either. So don't worry, just enjoy it like two friends dancing, I guess. After all, we are going to be business partners. Jungkook was amazed that Taehyung was quite understanding, otherwise it could be a mess. I don't want her to get wrong impression, that's it. I guess it's pretty much obvious that your mother doesn't look fond of wine. You should do something about this because, hey, it's me, but if there's someone else, she'll not miss the chance after all. Who not wanna marry a handsome man like you? This time Jungkook smiled at her flirting. He thinks that Taehyung can be a great friend and maybe he should introduce her to Junghan because her character pretty much go well with him. I have a brother and he's single, so you can try on him, he whispered into her ear, pointing with her eyes at Junghan's direction. Your family really have great genes, I swear. You have to help me with your brother. Jungkook smiled slightly, nodding his head. Sure, why not? Someone was staring at them from afar with empty heart. Jungkook's mother smirked when she looks at Wayne staring at Jungkook and Taehyung dancing together as she makes her way towards Wayne. You see that, Wayne? My son looks more happy with Taehyung, and that's what you call match made in heaven, isn't it? So she really coming after her now. Wayne thought she could have lived when she had a chance. She doesn't want to believe Jungkook's mother because she knows how much Jungkook loves her. You really don't know your son at all, do you, Mrs. Chung? If you had, you won't be saying things like this. At this point, Wan doesn't care if she comes off road. She'll stand up to this woman because she loves Jungkook and going to marry him only regardless whatever this tyrant says. Oh, please don't act in front of me. I know girls like you who marry rich men so they can take care of you for the rest of their life. My Jungkook is so innocent to understand your reality. Wan chuckled sadly at the woman's remark. You think I'm after his money, so you are wrong, Mrs. Jeon. I earn enough to feed myself. And I'm not gonna use your son. It's just you are blind to see that behind your ego and basically hurting your son too by doing this. Don't tell me what's good for my son and what's not. Since childhood, I have fed and raised him to the person he is now. And I have more right on him than you, who just came into his life. Vine feels that Mrs. Jeon is being really overprotective now and she had crossed all the limits to separate Jungkook and her. You are really desperate and wanted me to out of your son's life that bad? You even can't see his happiness anymore. My son will be more happy after you leave him. That's it, that's enough insult she can take. She knows it's not Jungkook's fault at all. If it's continue, they might never able to find common ground. If his mother keep interfering like that and a person has their limits, she feels her is up. She already can't process all this as she turned and left the party without much saying anything to Mrs. Jeon. She has to get out of here as soon as possible. It doesn't matter where she goes, but she wants to leave this place. It's suffocating her now in the same room with Mrs. Jeon. She never thought someone can hate her this much. All Mrs. Jeon hears the loud door slamming. She did feel a little bad for whatever the words she said to the girl. It had to be done anyway. She feels that Jungkook will be more happy without Wan. Mom, he turned her, seeing her expression. One thing is sure, something isn't right. What happened? It should have happened before, but I guess whenever you get free, right? Jungkook frowns. What are you saying, free? And did that involve Wan? Did you try to hurt him, Mom? He shouts at her, no longer caring if it's his mother. I did that for you, Jungkook, and later you'll realize that wine isn't for you, and you in the end you'll see it. You're not the person to decide that for me. It's my decision, and I know she is the only one for me. How dare you hurt her? Where did she go? She is out of your life, dear, and one day you'll thank me for it. I'll never forgive you if she's out of my life, so pray for that, otherwise forget that you have a son. Without much another word, Jungkook left in a hurry in desperation for searching Wan. He needed to convince her God. He was going to propose her after this event. He should have done that long time ago. He just prayed Wan won't give up on their relationship. Wan, are you okay? Where are you, Wan? Please reply. I know you're upset, but please let's talk. Wan, babe, please reply. I'm losing my mind now. Jungkook was freaking out because Wan was not replying any of her texts. He slammed his hands harshly on the steering wheel. No, he can't let his mother and ethics ruin the what's the best thing happen in his life. He loves Wine and she'll be the only woman he'll love in this lifetime. He called his brother to ask if he knows something about Wine, but he denied, looks worried. He says he'll handle it. After messing his mind for a long time, he dialed phone to Sia, Wine's close friend. Hey Sia, is Wine at your house? He asked, trying not to sound desperate, even he was losing his mind. No, Jungkook, what happened? Is everything alright? He asked worriedly, knowing the couple having some problem. No, it's okay. If she comes to your place, please do let me know, he said as he cut the call and moved to his apartment. The lights were off and he thought that Wine had left him. It gave him a mini heart attack, to be honest. But he took a breath of relief as he saw Wine standing in the middle of the room looking at nothing. He immediately wrapped his arms around Wine and the girl flinched from the sudden contact, but melted knowing it's Jungkook. You are home, he mumbled in a crook of her neck and healing her hand. He to feel home in Wine's arm. Home isn't a place but a person, and for Jungkook it's Wine. Coming back to home is coming back to her arm. Her next word broke Jungkook's heart into a million pieces as he held tightly onto her. Let's break up, Jungkook. He shook his head and turned her to see the face properly. Yes, there was straight tears on her cheeks. Jungkook felt his heart hurting seeing her like so broken. And it's her mother's fault. He'll never forgive his mother. I know when, I know what mother said to you, and I know you are angry and upset, but I'm ready to cut off my ties with my mom. Jungkook, listen to me. No, you listen to me, Van. You know how much I love you, and it's going to be the only you, then how can you let out those words so easily, huh? He shouted as tears also spilled from his eyes. You didn't thought about me at all. His voice cracked at the end. I'm sorry, baby. She presses her forehead to Jungkook's and let her own tears fall. I told you we will fight together, then how can you decide that for us all alone? He shouted angry. I'm sorry, love, but I don't think of other way, and we can't live like that when your mother keep interfering because she is making it difficult. I said I'm ready to cut off my ties with her, then what's the problem, Ryan? I don't want to ruin your family, Jungkook. Can't you see that she'll hate me? She'll never accept me as your wife. You can't save which is already ruined, and it doesn't matter to me anymore what she wants. Because she is not the one pledging his life to you. I am. She is not hopelessly in love with you, but I am Ryan. And she finally cried loudly, letting her emotion in front of her other half. Knowing Jungkook is ready to leave everything for her is really heartwarming. She really feels guilty for giving up on them like that, but he was not her place to whatever humiliation she gone through. I'm sorry, Koo. I said those words. I don't want to, but things happening, it's beyond my control. I never mean to hurt you, but I ruined it all. Jungkook looks at Ryan's apologetic face, and even though he is also hurt, he is more focused to make everything right between them. Nothing is ruined, love. You're still my girlfriend and I still love you. He simply touches her cheek and leaves a kiss on her forehead. I love you too, Jungkook. He looks at the girl loved the most and he knows that she is the owner of his whole heart. His reason to live, his only sunshine. How can he live without her? And just in that moment he decided that he won't let anyone come between them, not even his mother. Wait here, he said as he left her to grab his jacket from the living room and Wine patiently wait for him. He came back, his hands on back, as he knelt down in front of Wine, gasped loudly, putting her hand on her mouth because when he reveals her velvet box, she knows what he is trying to do. It's still hard and I should have done this long time ago, but I think I can't find better moment than this. He opened the lid and looks at Wine with fondness in his eyes, while the girl still crying silently looking at the beautiful ring. Jungkook had planned to propose her. He had more faith in their relationship, and what she did, ask for a breakup without even trying to fight. She cried even more seeing Jungkook kneeling in front of her. Wine, from the moment we met, my life has been brighter and more meaningful. You are my best friend, my confidant and my love. Will you make me the happiest man alive and be my wife? Jungkook. I love you more than words can express, Ryan, and I only want you to be constant in my life till death do us apart. So will you be my forever? She knelt down to his level and hugged him tightly, crying loudly as Jungkook hugged her with his free hand. She broke the hug and kisses him on the lips urgently, as if this is the only thing keeping her alive. When they broke off, breathing heavily, Van smiled, looking at the only man she'll be this crazy for. Yes. Jungkook slid the ring in her finger as they shared another sweet kiss, smiling ear to ear. Vine promised she'll never take off that ring.